Good morning, everyone. We're gonna get going right here. Not too much rambling because the clock is just flying away from us, similar to Albuquerque a few days ago. We're here in Ontario, Oregon. Looking good on fuel. We're gonna be getting out of here as soon as we can. And we're going to continue our trip over to Twin Falls, Idaho. We have 7 hours, 45 minutes to roll today. Be on duty. I think we can go out here. Yeah, the GPS is showing some weird stuff. Oh, actually going off a curb. Yeah, we have 7 hours, 45 minutes on our clock today. We already used about a half an hour, it looks like. And we have 3 hours, well, now it's saying 3 hours to go. Oh yeah. I was looking at the map before and it was saying it was about a 5-hour trip, and I was thinking, oh, okay. But yeah, last night we got here in 2.5 hours to go on this trip. So we should get there about, it'll be 8 a.m. Mountain Time, because I think once we get into Idaho it'll be Mountain Time. And then we might be able to take another job, might be able to start another job. We'll have to be careful because we're only recapping 8 hours tomorrow, so that'll have to go into our planning. But first things first, we're going to drive on 84 East, go through Boise. This will be the first time driving in this stretch of road. I guess last time I've been talking about how Twin Falls, or Idaho Falls, has a special place in this series because it's where we started keeping track of the log and everything. And that's actually Idaho Falls, and we must have gone up there on the 15 or something because we skipped from Ontario and then we got over to Idaho Falls somehow. But we didn't go to Twin Falls. I think we went to Twin Falls at some point, but didn't go through Boise. So this little stretch between Ontario and Boise will be new for us. Yeah, I think we got off at this next exit or something, one way or the other. But we're crossing this river. Didn't look up the name of the river. Well, here we are going into Idaho, and then we could take US 95. We took US 95 north, it looks like, and came into Ontario at some point. See on the GPS there. And then we kind of must have taken another road, I think from Wells, Nevada, up to Twin Falls and over to Idaho Falls. So we didn't get to do this whole little stretch of I-84, and it looks really nice considering this is, I'm assuming this is all modded territory, but they've blended it very well with the neighboring Oregon. And just to do a little projection, thinking what SES is going to do, because we're here on these border areas. Washington's coming this year. Probably Utah then. And I would think you'd then do Idaho, where we're driving right now, just to fill in. And again, trying to avoid that hockey stick situation. Fill in Idaho, probably either Idaho or Colorado. Depends on which one you want to do first. I think 2020 is going to be Idaho and Colorado. And if they expand big enough, maybe they start working on Texas. That'll be a big one. So come into Boise, see a little bit the textures and the quality, not as great, but still some signage. Pretty decent design, but you can clearly tell this is coast to coast. Got some Idaho mountains. Suburban zone, second exit. First exit, I think it's that historical area downtown. Town Center Drive. This is a pretty extensive town here for Boise. Not super cookie cutter. Actually got a developed pretty decently. That's a weird looking office area with a wall around it. Beautiful sunrises. I love the sunrises with this graphics setup. Alright, here we are in Twin Falls, Idaho. And we gotta drop off at the Walgreens, this next intersection. That should be fun. It's probably backing around the corner of the building, which I always love doing. Yep, and we have to back in between that trailer and the building. Oh, joy. This is a really run-down Walgreens. Very small parking lot. Wow, very different looking place than the usual one. All right, we are here with an hour to spare. You can see that the customer wants their delivery soon. We had until 10 a.m. to deliver it. We're here an hour, so let's put it in. All right, 503 miles over 27 and a half hours. Made $1,816. All right, we're loaded up with our new load. Took quite a bit to unload and load, but we're gonna be taking TVs, 32,000 pounds, to Cheyenne, Best Buy. And we should be able to complete that by tomorrow. About 10, 11 hours. We got 3 hours and 45 minutes left that we can drive today. And I want to turn the wipers on because it's decided to start drizzling a little bit. So we're taking the 84 over to the 15, going down to Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City with coast to coast is the only place we can rest in game. But if we have to pull over, we'll just pull over on the side of the highway and rest there, because in reality, I'm sure there are a few truck stops between here and Salt Lake City. So we are going to drive until about 4:30, and then make sure we have a place to pull in and rest. Cutting off this fire truck. My bad. This road's actually not as empty as I thought it was gonna be. A lot of coast to coast. I mean, I've done videos before. You've seen it where it's just the road and bland textures, but we got a lot of plant life out here. We got some nice mountains off to our left, and then you get some of these that don't look that great. This mountain right here in front of us. But you saw back there were some a nice little farm with the circle. Okay, come on, dude. This guy decides to speed up as I want to move over. And yeah, what a jerk. So we both want to go to the same place, and he's like, nah, I gotta get there first. So I backed off. I'll pull behind him, and then he'll probably go 40 the whole way. Now we're getting on the 15. We have 45 minutes. I don't know if that'll get us to our rest spot. but we'll see. It'll be close. Can't decide if it's gonna rain or not. It's on and off, on and off. Alright, we're going to be about probably 15 minutes over, but I think I'm going to fudge the numbers for the beginning of the day because that parking lot that truck stop ate away about 15 minutes before we even got moving. Just a fast clock in there, just like Albuquerque. And frankly, we've been losing a ton of time like that on our clocks with just... We should be able to, driving 8 hours a day, be covering a lot more mileage, and we just lose a ton of time in some of those truck stops where the clock moves faster than it should be when we're not moving at all. Just the way American Truck Simulator deals with the distance and time and all that. So while we might get there, I'm going to probably log in as going off duty about 5 here, and then we'll have started our day just a little bit later, probably at 4:15 or 5:15 I think it will be. We are here in Salt Lake City. Off to our left, I think. Where would? Oh no, not off to our left. Behind us, to our left, would have been the airport and Salt Lake itself. So off to our right when we were coming down on the 15. When we did our little southwest road trip, we came up the 15, got to Salt Lake City, stopped to eat, and I was planning on going over on the 80 back to towards Wisconsin, and then kind of looking at some camp areas, and the weather didn't look so good, and so I looked and found the good hotel was back on the 15 south of Salt Lake City, back where we had already driven, and so kind of retraced our steps, retraced our path, stopped there, and then we took the 70 over, and it was probably a better choice to take the 70 because you get the beautiful, that's a beautiful freeway through Colorado, through the mountains and the duplexes and stuff along the river. So it turned out to be a good idea to backtrack, all in all. Oh, this is a truck stop too. I thought it was just going to be a hotel. Yeah, don't do that at home. Don't cut in front of a car coming around a corner like that. Well, we're still going to be over even if I fudge the numbers at the beginning of the day. Going off duty at 5:15 p.m. Alright, so if I kind of change the numbers at the beginning of the day, our pre-trip we started at I'm going to say we started that at 5:15 rather than 5, just because we lost so much time in that truck stop parking lot and in Ontario. Started driving at 5:30 and then drove 3 hours. Okay, I can't do math. So we will still be over by 15 minutes. I was doing the math correctly. So we drove 3 hours and 15 minutes, and then we we dropped off our load. Had the 15 minutes of duty there dropping off the load in Twin Falls, and then we picked it up, got going again at 1 in the afternoon, drove another 4 hours and 15 minutes, and here we are in Salt Lake City, going off duty, and that's going to give us 8 hours of duty time, going 15 minutes over the clock on the 70, so a little bit of an hours of service violation again. We've been doing that too often lately. But tomorrow we will be getting 8 hours back and completing this job in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, Cheyenne, Wyoming, right? Yep, Cheyenne, Wyoming. So until then, please like and comment on this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and check your pins. Happy trucking. Take care. Goodbye.